Okay, Parish, take two. What's up, YouTube? Today, we are going to be using this Parish team, and hopefully we can actually get a Parish song off featuring Zygarde and Steel Silvally with a very fun set. I hope we get to show it off in this episode because, well, the last episode, or the last battle I should just say, was absolutely insane. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out already. And if you do want to try out the team, make sure you use this team rental code available here for 2 weeks. Make sure you grab what you can. The paste bin down below and the team builder is going to be coming out soon. But otherwise, if you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. And you can, of course, check out all my social medias, my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, my Twitch channel where I do live stream, my YouTube's Clips channels, which is brand new, my second channel, my Patreon. All those good stuff will be listed down below in the description. But otherwise, let's get started and play some games. All right, looks like we got a Kyogre team with Galarian, Moltres, Tapu Lele, Tornadus, Incarnate Form, Amoonguss, Raichu, and of course Kyogre. So what do I want to go here specifically? Because this is a rain matchup, makes it a little bit difficult. Lele is a little bit annoying. Rillaboom looks pretty solid here. My opponent doesn't have the best answers to grass types other than the 2 flying types, which I feel like I could probably play around. So I could trap in some of these Pokemon right here. Gothitelle Rillaboom doesn't look like a bad option. Do I like Incineroar? It's good against Moltres, could be good against Lele. I actually kind of like Silvally here. If I get rid of Kyogre, my opponent doesn't deal well with Silvally, actually. Ooh, that's tempting. That is tempting. I do want to lead off Gothitelle because if I do trap in the Kyogre, it's fantastic for my position. So I do like Gothitelle here and maybe Rillaboom. Just a straight up Rillaboom lead. It's pretty safe overall, and I don't think it's that bad of a spot here. I don't think Zygarde's that necessary against my opponent's team. It doesn't really do much. It takes a lot of damage from the Lele. Moltres can like kind of wall it. Yeah, I actually like Silvally and Primarina in the back. I'm not going to bring Zygarde. I don't need my restrict in this matchup at all, I think. It just really doesn't help. It takes quite a bit of damage, I think, overall for my opponent's team. And Silvally could actually go on the offensive here, which is kind of crazy to think. I use Silvally barely. I use it against Xerneas matchup and for Imprison U-turning if I have to. But we're going to see the Tapu Lele plus Kyogre lead. This is fantastic because I led a Rillaboom right here. I led a Rillaboom. It's slower than the Tapu Lele. Can go for the Grassy Glide into the Kyogre, and I'll be in a very, very good spot right here. So first thing to note, the Tapu Lele is faster than the Kyogre, so it's very unlikely that the Kyogre is holding the Choice Scarf. If anything's holding the Choice Scarf, it is probably going to be that Tapu Lele. So that is something to keep in mind right here. The only thing I think that can screw me over is Ally Switch potentially from the Tapu Lele. I am going to go for the Fake Out into the Tapu Lele slot. Turn 1, and just going to go for that Grassy Glide and do as much damage as I can to that Kyogre. If it doesn't protect, it gets heavily punished, and it could be a potential Choice Spec set. It could be, well, we know it's not Choice Scarf, or really unlikely. I would not imagine a Choice Scarf Kyogre would be slower than their own Tapu Lele. We are going to see the Kyogre protect here, which is fine on this turn 1. And I will go for the Fake Out into the Tapu Lele slot as we do go for the Grassy Glide into the Kyogre protect. But that Kyogre isn't safe as Tapu Lele does flinch this turn, heal with the Grassy Terrain. We're going to find out if there's Ally Switch. Pretty safe protect here from the Gothitelle. I'm not risking a crit here, and not really any specific move helps me. Actually, there is a move that helps me in this position, assuming I don't get crit with Gothitelle, and that's taunting at the Kyogre slot and going for the Grassy Glide. The reason is if Tapu Lele goes for the Ally Switch, I get to taunt the Lele, so it can't go for another Ally Switch, and I don't have to make another Mind Game read. And also this covers if Kyogre doesn't faint to this turn from the Grassy Glide, I get basically the Kyogre cannot stall out another turn using Protect. So might as well just go for that Grassy Glide here. Let's see. Grassy Glide is going to come out into the Kyogre slot. So much damage, almost a knockout, barely misses it. Dazzling Gleam going to come out. Okay. I should live any attack except maybe Mystic Water Origin Pulse. We are just going to see an Ice Beam, which is okay, into the Rillaboom. As you can see, I am able to heal that just fine, and we do taunt the Kyogre. So the Kyogre basically will no longer be able to go for Protect here. And I guess if Lele has Ally Switch, it can go for it now, which is the only little bit of a big thing. But I feel like if they had Ally Switch, they would have just went for it already. So we're okay in this position. Gothitelle healing up quite a bit. It doesn't look like Lele can really threaten me that much. I do have a Silvally in the back to help. I'm gonna go for, I want to taunt. I could taunt the Tapu Lele slot, so when my Silvally comes in, I just go for it because I don't need to protect Gothitelle. The Dazzling Gleam damage is kind of very little and mediocre, so I'm just gonna go for the glide here into the Kyogre slot, and I am gonna go for the taunt here into the Tapu Lele. Looks like there is nothing. Actually, I should have taunted the Kyogre slot in case there was ally switch this turn. That is a misplay that I did make, but it's okay here because there is no ally switch from the Tapu Lele. Gets a crit on my Gothitelle, a little bit annoying, but looks like the Tapu Lele will no longer be able to protect here. Although we no longer know if this Tapu Lele has a choice scarf. We actually do not know, but that is okay right here. I do have to watch out though. I am taking quite a bit of heavy damage, and my Rillaboom is most likely going to be knocked out next turn. But overall, not too bad. If Amoonguss comes out, I'm going to taunt the Amoonguss, I think. It's Moltres coming out though, which makes sense. Probably just for Fiery Wrath pressure. I do have a Primarina, which is actually pretty healthy and ready to go here. So I'm going to go for the Protect with Gothitelle, and I'm actually going to... Do I want damage here? I kind of just want a U-turn. I feel like I'm not going to get anything off with Rillaboom. I might as well go for Grassy Glide, I think, in the Moltres. I'm just worried if this is a Nasty Plot set. A Nasty Plot would actually be a little bit scary right here. But I don't want to switch anything into Fiery Wrath plus Dazzling Gleam. I'm just going to go for the chip in the Moltres. I think getting chip in the Moltres is pretty good for my Primarina, specifically with Moonblast. So protect the Gothitelle here. Get a little bit of chip. I don't think I need any damage on the Tapu Lele for multi-attack to KO. We already see the Dazzling Gleam once again. I really do wonder if that is a Choice Scarf set. We are going to see the Dazzling Gleam come out. Isn't able to knock out the Rillaboom, but there is the Nasty Plot coming out from the Moltres. Okay, so this is actually very potentially scary right now. So I could be losing 2 Pokemon the following turn. Although I think I'm still fine. Moltres isn't really that big of a threat right now. So I think I'm okay. Another Grassy Glide doesn't look like it put in range of anything. I'm going to go for the Taunt in the Moltres in case it gets extra greedy here. And I'm just going to go for a Grassy Glide once again into the Moltres slot. Hope that there's no crit. Nice, no crit. Dazzling Gleam, okay. Let's see if my opponent takes a knockout or maybe gets really greedy here, which could be the case. Yeah, I'm just going to go for Fire Wrath. Okay, that's fine. And if I'm not mistaken, this was the last turn of rain. So if they have Hurricane, it is inaccurate. Yep. It is also the last turn of Grassy Terrain as well, which is fine. I don't think I need Grassy Terrain for the rest of the game. It could have been nice, but overall, I think my Pokemon should be bulky enough to survive combinations right now. I'm going to go out into my Primarina, which I think should be able to obliterate the Moltres with a Moonblast just because of how strong Primarina is. Even if I don't have attack investment, I mean, the Moltres is pretty low. Then I should be able to get a multi-attack off into the Tapu Lele slot. So I will go for the Moonblast here into the Moltres and just go for the multi-attack into the Tapu Lele slot. Moltres could protect here and Tapu Lele could get sacked here, or maybe swap into Raichu if they have that play. I do gotta risk it. Unfortunately, this was a Nasty Plot set, which is unfortunate for me since a lot of them do tend to be Assault Vest. So I was kind of hoping for no Nasty Plot here. That's not going to be the case. So this makes the game quite more difficult. I don't think my opponent can knock out Primarina. I have a very bulky Primarina. Moltres' special attack isn't like amazing. We're going to see the Moltres protect this turn, which is fine. Okay. Because Dazzling Gleam is going to come out. Ooh, that did more to Primarina than I thought. Did they double crit? No, they just crit Silvally, which I'm still surprised that did that much to Primarina. Here comes a multi-attack. Maybe it specs Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele does go down, which is perfect. But unfortunately, I think Amoonguss might be in the back at this point. Let's see if it's Amoonguss. Raichu's also still really annoying as well. This is not that great of a position. Oh, it's Tornadus. That actually is the best situation for me out of anything. Okay. I still don't know what the attack on the Moltres is, but you know what? We're going to go for the Moonblast and protect here because Fiery Wrath Flinch is a thing. If they have Air Slash, they can go for Fiery Wrath plus Air Slash Flinch in a Primarina. That would be pretty scary. I'd imagine that they have Hurricane. At least on Tornadus. I don't know about the Moltres. Maybe the Moltres has Air Slash, but I think Primarina should be bulky enough to survive. I don't want Silvally to go down because if Primarina gets low and I take a lot of damage to Silvally, it's a pretty much unwinnable game. Hurricane. Raw Hurricane. No confusion. Eat my Citrus Berry. Gonna come down to Moltres, baby. Fire Wrath. Okay. Yeah, good thing I protected. Because I would have either been knocked out or taken a lot of damage All right, Primarina. As you can see, Primarina eats that up. And we get a big Moonblast off. Okay, this should KO. Nice. And that's a win. Oh. I actually got really scary there. I didn't think it would be Nasty Plot on this team. I really thought it'd be like some Assault Vest set for like Calyx, Shadow Rider, or Sucker Punch. Oh, you know what's crazy? Silvally actually did work too. Silvally actually put in work with multi-attack. I didn't get to imprison any U-turns. But hey, that's fine. They're going to go for Hurricane again in the Primarina. Crit this time. Oh, wow. Did that just do more? I guess that's a high roll. Look at that damage, though. Crit from my Silvally there. Activated Pokesash on Torn. But, I mean, it doesn't matter. Silvally went insane in this game, which I was actually surprised because I didn't think I would ever bring Silvally, really. I never really brought in practice. I only played like one Xerneas team, and it did okay against it. But overall, Silvally actually did a lot of damage. And I think Silvally is a pretty cool Pokemon in general. I think just, of course, its stats aren't that great, but the buff in multi-attack is really nice. But I think like the options that Silvally gets, especially for like what I needed on the team for a steel type, the Imprison U-turn is the one I mainly looked for, but also like a help against Xerneas, and Silvally just happened to fit that role. And wow, it actually did work, which was not what I expected. But hey, you know what? The only thing I think that was flawed here was maybe taking a bit too much damage to Gothitelle. Maybe I should have hard swapped Gothitelle and brought in the Primarina faster, because that Moltres was just way bigger of a problem than I expected. My opponent got a free switch. I did get the K on Kyogre like I wanted. That Moltres ended up being way more problematic than I thought, especially since I didn't have Trick Room on Gothitelle, so Primarina was vulnerable to flinch right there. So I think I should have probably got Primarina in earlier, especially since, I don't know, Gleam was actually doing a lot more damage than I thought. Maybe that is Specs. It didn't look like Specs damage though. I don't know, maybe it was bulky Specs? Maybe it was bulky Specs, but yeah, with not much investment like back in the old days. But Silvally able to put in work. I probably could have played that game better though. I think getting Primarina earlier was probably correct. I think the first couple turns were great overall though. I think I should have taunted Moltres though instead of protecting. I think losing Gothitelle there would have been completely fine instead of risking the Nasty Plot, because having the taunt option on the Moltres, because they could have always got, like, if they had a Moongus or Raichu in the back, they could have protected Saklele, brought in Raichu or Moongus, and it would have been a lot harder to deal with. So that is definitely a misplay. I think protecting with Gothitelle that one turn was really bad, but otherwise it ended up working out thankfully, because there was a Torn luckily, which was the best case scenario for us. All right, interesting team to say the least. The Solgaleo, Corviknight, Drampa, Cradily, Cofagrigus, Grimmsnarl. Very interesting team right here. It's actually pretty scary. Can't lie, it is actually pretty scary here. Actually kind of funny how Silvally actually puts in work here. All right, what do I not need and what do I not need? I say no Gothitelle, because I don't think the trapping is actually as important in this matchup. Although Gothitelle skill swap the Solgaleo so I can Intimidate with Incineroar actually does seem very tempting here. Can't lie, that actually would be pretty tempting here. Zygarde should be bulky enough. The only concern I have is what Solgaleo that is. Wide Guard's actually really annoying for the team. And if it is a policy set, that's even worse for me. So I do got to keep that in mind. I actually want to lead Silvally, because I think the biggest threat, even though Solgaleo is a huge threat, I think the biggest concern I have is going to be that Cofagrigus, because Ghost type makes sure that it could switch out consistently, even if I'm able to trap it. So we'll see how this goes. You got a lot of Pokemon you don't really see, and they're all grouped up together into a strange team. So there's a lot of tricks right here. Things I have to worry about. Meteor being Cradily with Storm Drain. The Corviknight, if it has Iron Defense, Body Press can be really annoying. The Drampa, which I got to be scared of, respect it. Luckily, I don't have Weather on my team, but it does have really good coverage. Grimmsnarl Solgaleo is a pretty good lead for me, actually, because I should be able to go for Fake Out plus a multi-attack into the Grimmsnarl before I can get a screen up, which is actually kind of important, because I think I had to pick up quick knockouts, I think, against this kind of team. So we're gonna go for multi-attack here, and we're gonna go for the Fake Out right away into the Grimmsnarl. It might not have Protect though. Am I willing to risk Incineroar? I think I am. I don't really need Incineroar too much, I feel like, in this game. I'm just going to go for the attacks into Grim. I don't think they swap into Corviknight. Yep. As I do get a fake out into Grimmsnarl. They do flinch here. I am faster with my Silvally. That's cool. Able to get the multi-attack off. Knock out the Grimmsnarl. Huge. Okay. Okay. Flare Blitz going to come out. They respect it, but I don't think that KOs. 2 HP. Nice. That's actually really good for me. The Solgaleo taking chip damage is actually amazing. I'm able to get rid of Grim. No screens go up. And the Solgaleo is quite weakened here. Cofagrigus comes out. All right. Beautiful. Do I want to go for Imprison? Because if this is Protect from Solgaleo and Cofagrigus just goes for Trick Room, then I could get a Flare Blitz off. Although there could be ally switch things. I don't have to protect. I feel like I just don't have to protect Silvally, and I think protecting Silvally is actually never a play. You know what? Flare Blitz, Imprison here, I think, is the play. Try to get rid of Solgaleo. Just try to get rid of Solgaleo for the Perish. All right, we Imprison. No protect from Solgaleo is amazing. Do they close combat? Oh, they Sunsteel Strike. Interesting. Is that into Silvally to get rid of the... just to cover for a switch? It is in the Silvally. That's fine. Unfortunately, the Imprison just didn't work out for the Silvally, but hey, Silvally did good work. I will gladly take it. We should knock out Solgaleo to match him with Flare Blitz at the chip damage taken. Yeah. And then I think Primarina wins with Perish. Are we gonna crit? I don't think that matters. Because like the Solgaleo took so much from recoil from Flare Blitz, it didn't seem like a bulky Solgaleo. But then again, it should have been Trick Room. Oh, Iron Defense. I forgot this thing gets Iron Defense. That's fine. As long as I get the Perish up, I win. Did they have a Pokemon that outsped and stopped my Primarina from getting it? Grimmsnarl is gone, so it can't taunt me with Prankster. I think Primarina is pretty safe. Let's find out what their last Pokemon is. Corviknight. Okay, yeah, we're good. Unless we get Ironhead flinched a bunch, we should be fine. Gonna go for the Perish Song here, and I'm actually gonna Parting Shot out the Cofagrigus immediately. We don't know the ability on Corviknight. Actually, we should, because I don't think pressure was revealed. So it should be the mirror armor set. So we should be okay here. We'll go for the Parting Shot. Wow. Their Corviknight's pretty slow. Although they speed type with Incineroar most likely. And since it's a Trick Room team, it's probably slow on the Corviknight. So I'm able to get a Parting Shot off and get out my Zygarde here. And Zygarde is actually in a pretty good spot against this team. Ironhead gonna come out. Okay, it's in a Primarina. All right. Flinch. Body Press gonna come out. Does target Zygarde though. Okay, we're fine. Wow, that actually did a good amount. That did do a good amount. All right, we need one Perish up. We do need one Perish up. Thankfully, my Primarina is very defensive. Combined with the... We just need one Perish Song off. 1 out of 2 coming up. If we keep getting flinched, that's how we lose. So, yeah, we just need this one, please. So we'll protect here with Zygarde. We're going to see the Corviknight. Ironhead again. Okay. Activates my Sitrus. My opponent is getting extremely lucky right now. But that's okay. Okay, that's fine. Oh! Oh, how that could have gone super wrong. That could have gone super wrong. Oh, they go for a Wisp, which is surprising. They did so much damage with Body Press. I thought they could have doubled up the Zygarde with anything, really. Okay, cool. Okay, so we know they're Wisp. I'm actually going to switch out Primarina. My biggest fear is that they target the Zygarde slot with a double up and pick up a KO here. And I think that would actually put me in the worst spot because Cofagrigus would win based off that. So I'm actually going to go for a... I should go for the double because attacking doesn't make sense. 1,000 arrows into Corviknight. Actually, that wouldn't activate policy. I mean, I don't need a chip. I might as well just go for a double protect if they do double up into the Zygarde slot. So now I just go in Incineroar here and go for the protect here. They could body press my Primarina because it does do the most damage, or they could try. I'm surprised they went for a Wisp right there, but that's okay. Mirror armor for the Intimidate doesn't really affect me. All right. We do fail to double protect. We're going to see the body press come out. It is going to be Zygarde. Yep, this is body press central. Wonder to double up actually KOs Zygarde. It does. Ooh, yeah. Good thing I switched. The switch is actually really good for me. Okay, cool. Now I'm actually going to go into Primarina. I should have this game. I have Protect on both of my Pokemon. So I'm going to click Fake Out into the Corviknight slot, and I'm just going to Moonblast the Cofagrigus here. Yeah. And this should always be a win right here. Yeah, this should always be a win because I can protect one of my Pokemon the following turn, and they can't score a double knockout right here. So yeah, I should be fine. Unless like Corviknight gets faint or something, which I don't think it does. Let's see how much Moonblast does to Cofagrigus. That's a good amount, and I have no special attack investment. Here comes Body Press, gonna target down the Incineroar, which is gonna probably KO. That Cofagrigus actually put in work. Like, holy cow, it picked up 3 KOs. That damage on the Zygarde was actually insane right there. But we are good. Perish Song, thankfully, for the save right here, as we do see the timer clicking down for both of my opponent's Pokemon. And I have Protect, and even without Protect, I might actually be able to live 2 moves from these Pokemon. Although, not really sure actually. Ironhead did a good amount, but Body Press is resisted. We have good physical defense. At least this Primarina spread that I have right here. So, yeah. Ironhead into Body Press, I'd imagine. Yep. And that is good game. So able to pick up some 2 quick knockouts, which was fantastic. Getting rid of Grimmsnarl. If they had got Reflect Up, this game actually got extremely hard, because I would not be able to have picked up that knockout on Grimmsnarl. I would have taken stall turns. They would have gotten more chip damage to me, and I probably wouldn't be able to win on Perish based off the end game. So thank goodness. Thank goodness. Silvally actually coming in clutch, being a powerhouse actually, which is kind of crazy to think about when you think of Pokemon that's pick up knockouts in this episode. I don't think you would say it's gonna be Silvally out of all Pokemon, but hey, it's been putting in the work, and good work it has been. All right. Oh, if I remember right, this is a rental team from really early. All right, so this is Calyrex, Shadow Rider, Milotic, the Incineroar, Ferrothorn, Landorus, Incarnate Form, and the Mienshao. Mienshao is actually a little bit scarier here. What do I want to go here specifically? Getting Perish up against this team is hard because Calyrex is always a Pokemon I have to respect a lot. So what do I want to go here? I'm thinking Zygarde immediately. Maybe Zygarde Primarina. Offensively, it actually does fantastic against this team immediately. I don't really have to worry too much right here. I'd imagine Gothitelle's not great here. I don't have anything that really is useful. I'd imagine the Ferrothorn is the Assault Vest set, if I remember correctly. It shouldn't be Iron Defense Body Press, which makes this easier to handle. Although it could be harder for Primarina to get Perish up because of the Power Whip here. I think Rillaboom for cleanup with Grassy Glide and Incineroar, of course, is the best call right here. Gothitelle Fake Out Incineroar basically does, and I don't think the Shadow Attack's really too valuable. Like, my opponent's team is very offensive, as my Lodic maybe as the least offensive Pokemon, and otherwise, like, I take so much damage to where trapping I don't think is worth it. There's inner focus on the Mienshao, there's a ghost type in Calyrex, so the Fake Out doesn't really help stall out. Skill Swap can help stall out, I guess, but I don't really see it. So Incineroar, Mienshao lead right here. Okay, this is pretty good for me as a lead. Primarina does fantastic right here, and I should be able to threaten a heavy 1,000 waves into Moonblast right here and trap something in. If they want to go something like Ferrothorn, they get trapped in with 1,000 waves, and then I can get my Incineroar in, and they are trapped. So we will go for 1,000 waves here. It does trap in, and we're going to go for the Moonblast into Mienshao, because that Pokemon's a threat. That thing does a lot of damage. I'm not really that worried about Incineroar right off the bat. It can throw chop me, but that's fine. We are going to see the swap here, so I'd imagine this is Ferrothorn. Yeah, that's Ferrothorn. That's perfect. Okay. And Fake Out should be coming out into a slot right here. It's going to be the Zygarde, which is perfect, actually, because I am going to be able to get a Moonblast off into the Mienshao slot. So Mienshao does take a pretty heavy hit right here, which is perfect. I don't know if it has Protect. I do want to scout for Protect right here, I think. Zygarde going to heal a little bit with the leftovers. I'm going to get Incineroar in for sure. I'm going to go for... I want to go for 1,000 waves here. I don't know if they go for Wide Guard. That's my only problem. So maybe Crunch is the better play. I don't need to trap in Ferrothorn specifically, because if I'm assuming it's Calyrex and Incineroar in the back, trapping Incineroar doesn't do much because they just parting shot out anyway. I'm going to Crunch here, and I'm going to flip turn the Ferrothorn. Yeah. Okay, we are just going to see close combat. That's completely fine. Zygarde is going to be able to take it. Okay. So I do give it a Mienshao. They gave me Mienshao immediately, which is great. I do take a bit of unnecessary damage with Primarina though with the thing. I could have run for Protect Flip Turn, which I was tempted, but I just have no idea since this was a really early team I think I'm facing. I don't remember if the Mancha had Protect, and if it had Protect and it went for Protect and I Flip Turn into it and take a Power Whip, that's really bad. That's really bad. Although I might not even need it for the win, because if the... Well, it depends. Let's see what this fair form is. If this is Iron Defense Body Press, I 100% need Perish to win. If it's not, I could probably win even without it. So, get the Intimidate off. Let's see. It is Leech Seed. So, it's not Assault Vest like I remember. That doesn't confirm anything, though, if it's Body Press. Ooh, is the Leech Seed going to put me in the big boy? The big boy Zygarde? I do love big boy Zygarde. Ooh, can we get big boy Zygarde right here? We do, I think, right? Yes, we do. Okay, that's actually cool. Okay, that's good for me, actually. Because this Zygarde's bulkier. Doesn't have more attack for some reason, but it's bulkier. Okay. So this should be Calyrex coming in. If it's Calyrex coming in... Well, if it's Incineroar coming in, that's fine. Yeah, it's Incineroar. Okay, I don't mind that. I definitely don't want my Zygarde in here at -2. Flare Blitz should never be coming out here. I'm going to go hard into my Rillaboom right here. And I'm just going to go for a Parting Shot, I think. Into Incineroar, yeah. That's fine. I don't think they throw chop this position. I think they're going to switch out Fair Form and fake out my Zygarde. That's what I'd imagine here. Or they fake out my Incineroar swap. But I just don't see the... I just don't see Fair Form doing anything in this position. I guess they could fake out Incineroar and Iron Defense if they have Iron Defense. If they have Iron Defense, it's going to be a little bit tricky. I need to get a quick knockout. All right, so they do go for the fake out into Incineroar. Gyro Ball. Okay, so shouldn't be Iron Defense Body Press if that's the case. Which is fine. This actually works out huge in my favor. Okay, I don't mind the spot. I'm going to go for the U-turn into the Incineroar slot, and I'm going to actually go for the Parting Shot into, I think, Fair Form. Yeah, I think Fair Form, because there could be a swap from Fair Form, but it's going to Protect anyway. Okay, I mean, I basically swap and guarantee that Rillaboom is safe and that they can't pick up a knockout here. So that's basically the only safety measure I really wanted. So we are going to bring out our Zygarde in grassy terrain with the leftovers. It is going to heal quite a bit. Let's see if they Parting Shot out. I could see Parting Shot. They could Flare Blitz here, which... I'd imagine they Parting Shot out more than Flare Blitz, but we'll see here. My Incineroar is faster than their Incineroar, which is actually an interesting note here. We're going to see Flare Blitz come out, which is perfectly fine. Okay. Now they're actually in a really bad position. Okay, they didn't burn me. Thank you. I was like, am I going to jinx myself? Look at how much I heal from that grassy terrain plus leftovers, man. Look at how much I heal. Took down -1 Flare Blitz like nothing. Okay. So I could crunch Flare Blitz the Fair Form. I think I just want 1,000 waves here. 1,000 waves pretty much covers a lot, and Flare Blitz just does a lot of damage to Fair Form. They don't have a safe swap unless they don't have Calyrex in the back and they have Milotic, which makes this game a lot easier to deal with. We're going to see Incineroar actually hard swap, which is completely fine. Calyrex is going to reveal itself. Perfectly okay. And let's see. Gonna be... Well, we're going to find out. This ability takes a little bit. 1,000 waves is going to come out from my Zygarde here. I love this animation a lot. That does so much damage to Calyrex. It's a crit, that's why. Okay. I was about to say, that did way too much. And Flare is going to come out. Okay. So we are going to be able to knock out the Fair Form, which is great. The crit into Calyrex is actually interesting for my Rillaboom play. So good by the Fair Form. I wonder if they think Incineroar has a dark move, because I have Crunch on my Zygarde. And Crunch here into Calyrex, if they fake out my Incineroar, puts me in such a good position. I mean, my safest play is just to double up Calyrex, A, because it could be Substitute Calyrex, B, it could be Nasty Plot Calyrex. If it's Nasty Plot, that's even more worrisome in my opinion. So I got to put this thing in range to where Grassy Glide can get the KO. If that's the case, and I do need a bit more chip, I think. So yeah, that's basically the goal right here. We're gonna go for the Crunch right here into Calyrex. I wanted to expect it right here. I'd imagine fake out an Incineroar, but they don't know if I have a dark move or not, because this is Perish. If they know it's Perish, and They might think I have a dark move on Incineroar. Let's see. They are going to come out into the Incineroar. Okay, they did. They did. And Astral Barrage. Okay, assuming we live, which I'd imagine we do. Although I don't know about crit. Wow, Zygarde took that really well. Okay, because it's not Life Orb. Crunch going to come out into the Calyrex. Does pick up a knockout at that range. And that is 100% good game. They can't do anything about it, which is really nice here. So, awesome. I haven't actually seen... No, I've definitely seen the 1,000 arrows animation. I haven't seen 1,000 waves in game until like this point, really. So yeah, I am going to be able to go for 1,000 waves, trap in the Incineroar, and then we should be good to go. As yeah, there's not really much they can do here. We're going to go for 1,000 waves here. We're going to go for the parting shot, I guess. We'll get out Primarina, start going for damage. I mean, yeah, there's not much they can do. And yeah, basically turn one, beautiful, the lead Primarina, fantastic Pokemon right there in that situation. Getting the damage onto Mienshao, getting myself into position basically where I knew their Pokemon that they had, the options they had, basically because they revealed 3 Mons turn 1. And then afterward, I was able to plan out what I want to do. Get rid of Mienshao immediately, just open up my Incineroar to swap into Ferrothorn and Calyrex and their Incineroar as well. They just gave me their Mienshao, which was perfect for me because I was able to get rid of it, one of the biggest threats, and then open up the doors to take another KO and potentially win Perish, or like I could have just tried to pick up knockouts because my team was just very bulky and they didn't have the best answers to deal with these Pokemon that could just like threaten a KO. I threatened the KO on their Ferrothorn. I threatened the KO on their Calyrex with Crunch from Zygarde. And if I had a dark move on Incineroar, but they didn't know I didn't have a dark move on my Incineroar. I had Protect over a dark move, but hey, it just ends up working out. And Silvally being the MVP. Holy cow, I did not expect it. Unfortunately, we didn't get to really use Imprison U-turn. It was just a theory concept. I actually don't know how good it is on paper because I haven't really played so much with the team. I played a lot of games with it, but I didn't bring Silvally too much, and I only really brought it against certain matchups. I never really expected to bring it outside of many matches, but we ended up using it and it ended up doing a lot of damage, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, if you do want to try out this team, make sure you try it out with the rental code here, available for 2 weeks. Make sure you keep an eye out for the team builder, and there is the pay spin down below in the description as well. You can go check out my other social media, such as my Twitter, my Instagram, my Twitch, my TikTok, my Patreon, my Clips channel. I have so many. Go check it out if you want more content from me down below in the description. But otherwise, if you did enjoy the video, again, leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. But otherwise, that is going to be it. Have a great day, people. And until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.